Om Satyam Param Dhimai. Om Satyam Param Dhimai. Om Satyam Param Dhimai. Om Satyam Param Dhimai. Om Satyam Param Dhimai.
Good afternoon. Now, before we go further, we just have a small outline of the 5 lower chakras. So, I'll just start from the first one, that is, I'll write it on the board so it'll be easy. The first is Mooladhara. The first master cell, when a male and female meet, that cell splits into 2, and on the psychic level it becomes Mooladhara and Swadhisthana, right? On the physical level it becomes sympathetic, parasympathetic. Right? So this is the first master cell. So the male and female meet in the female's yoni, the first master cell, it splits into 2. It then goes into a process of what is geometric progression, 2 to 4 to 8. Right? So this is what happens, Mooladhara and Swadhisthana. Right. Now, what is this chakra doing? What function, what is the primary function of the chakra in the body? So, it decodes electromagnetic impulses. It decodes electromagnetic impulses, right? So, I see you. What goes into the process of seeing? Right? Before there was any religion in India, or any of the Hinduism or any Jainism or anything, there was pure darshan, right? 6 darshans, 6 aspects of what goes into the process of seeing. Right? And these 6 darshans, the height which they have gone, no religion of the world has gone to that height, which these 6 darshans are, right? Then all religions took from this darshan, right? Like Buddhism took everything from Vaisheshik. Right? So, it is these darshans, they don't have any religion, no label, they're just saying what goes into the process of seeing. That's when I'm seeing you, what is happening inside? What is the science of seeing somebody? What is happening? What does science say? What does science say? Science says that electromagnetic impulses, they activate my optic nerve, an image is created in the brain, and that image I see and I see you. Similarly, Shastra is saying something very similar. Shastra is saying something very, very similar. So it is saying that I see you, and they are saying that when I pay attention to you, this paying of attention, કોઈ પણ ગુજરાતી વાળો હોય તો at any time just tell me to repeat it in Gujarati. Don't worry about that. So I see you, when I pay attention to you, you are broken down into electromagnetic impulses, right? These impulses have certain names. Yeah? If you go by Sankhya, they are called as Tanmatras, right? If you go by Vaisheshik, they are called as Anu Parmanu, atom and the minor atom. So you are broken down into electromagnetic impulses. Now, why the word Tanmatra? Why the word Tanmatra? Right? So supposing you are broken down into, say, 100,000 electromagnetic impulses, and how are you broken down? By my paying attention to you. So this is the power of attention, because the attention is coming from the Atma inside. It is his light which is going through the five senses. Looking at him, he is broken down into electromagnetic impulses. Those electromagnetic impulses are flowing through my five senses every second. How many are flowing in? 30,000, but we won't go into that today, right? Okay. So, what is Sankhya saying? The author of Sankhya was a Muni called Kapil. What is he saying? He is saying that I don't need all those 100,000 to recreate the image in the brain. I need a minimum amount, and that minimum amount he calls as Tanmatra, the basic necessity. Just for our information. Huh? Right. Okay. Now, this recreated image in the brain is what I am seeing. Yoga calls this recreated image as Vritti, Yoga, Chitta, Vritti, Nirodha. It calls it as Vritti. So I think I am seeing you, I am not seeing you. What I am seeing is the recreated image in my Chitta, right? In my Chitta. Now this is the process of seeing. Now when I am seeing you, something is being decoded inside, right? Because you are composed of so many psychical impressions at the same time, and the first decoding is done by Mula. Right? What does it decode? It decodes Prithvi, right? It decodes Prithvi. What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean?
Physical aspect.
Not the physical aspect. Nothing to do with the physical aspect. What does it mean? You are sitting on the ground or you're sitting on a chair. That chair.
Grounding.
Right. So this chair or the ground is giving you a feeling of support. Who is decoding that feeling of support inside? Mula. Now you get what I'm trying to say? But this is little gross. You may be in depression, and I come and say a few good words to you, and you also feel support. So from my words, who is decoding the Prithvi element, the feeling of support? Muladhara. Right? So this is the function. The basic function of this chakra is not just support, Prithvi. Prithvi will have many things. Right? Okay. Say we take another function of it. I'll say, okay, come for a party. right? And you say, no, I have to get up in the morning to do my exercises. I want to do something in the morning, right? I want to do my meditation in the morning, right? So what are you doing? You are resisting. This resistance is called as yama, right? Huh? Shake. This resistance is called as yama. You are resisting. So, what resists? The element earth. You put a dam in front of the water is stopped over there. So, this power of resistance comes from Prithvi. Right? So, you're coming in, all this is being decoded automatically, and this decoding is done by Mooladhara. The element, say happiness, right? So, happiness lies in the earth, right? So, suddenly somebody says something and there's a feeling of happiness. So that again is being decoded by Mooladhara. Okay. So this is just a few of the things which Mooladhara will do. So basically it is a brain in the body, and these are in a sequence in our backbone, like this. So sequence in our backbone, and what we see through the five senses, those impulses are coming up through the backbone. These brains are decoding them in a certain way. They are decoding them in a certain way. Okay. Right. Now, suppose, what will be the basic quality of the element earth? The basic quality of the element earth. When you talk of the earth, if physics is going to talk of the earth, what will they say is the first force? Physics talks about four forces, right? Gravitation. The power of attraction. Attraction and repulsion is a function of the sex energy within us, right? So it is the power of attraction, gravitation, it attracts, right? Now, when the ego gets involved with this gravitation, what is the end result? Only this, gravitation. The end result. Right? Now try to see both this, that attraction is normal, it is the force of gravitation, but from that greed comes up, it is plus ego. What the Mooladhara is doing, it is only this. But because the ego is involved, this is the residue which remains over there. This residue is known as Kundalini, Sesh. Okay. I meet you, and you talk about some scheme, I don't know, some scheme of, buying this or buying, or maybe making, the other day I was sitting with some people and they're talking some big deal in China, I don't know what they're talking about, right? Some big deal in China, right? And so I'm sitting here silently, maybe eating my dinner, there's nothing wrong with me, but because you're talking about this big deal, greed comes up. So you have gone away, you have talked about your deal, everything is over, what remains? Greed. Sesh, this is called as Sesh. Sesh Nag, Sesh. Sesh is where the Kundalini is lying. You get it? Sesh. Can you see this every moment to moment? I meet her, right? We meet for a minute. After a minute, I go to the car and I say, I forgot to tell her this. Something is remaining. So from morning to evening, every event or prasang we go through, it is not complete. Something always remains. This which remains in the chakra. Now you get what I'm trying to say? Remains. And this is a continuous process. It goes on all the time. Right. So Lobha is lying in Mooladhara. The Prithvi element is lying in Mooladhara. Now, how was Mooladhara chakra formed? What kind of vibrations went into the forming of that chakra? Right? So, we say that original Kundalini Shakti, she came down the backbone and she started wrapping herself at different levels of subtle to gross, Sukshma thi, Sthul, and she finished in the Mooladhara. 51 coils she made, the last 4 she made in Mooladhara. Which vibrations did she leave over there? Va, Sha, Sa, Va, Sha, Sa, Sha. Right? Which vibrations did she leave over there? These. What are these? That original Kundalini Shakti lying in the Mooladhara. So when we are talking about Lobha, we are talking about something like this. It is composed of something out of these 4 or all 4, because there will be different kinds of lobe. Now lobe is going to combine with so many things, right? And it is when we understand this, then we understand the significance of this mantra. Till then we cannot understand the significance of this mantra. I think I'm clear? Little clear? I'm not going into how those words, letters were created, because that will take another one whole day to explain all that. Right? Now each chakra has a Shakti. The Shakti is the Devi of that chakra. Is the Devi of that chakra. So, what will mean this Shakti at Mooladhara? It will mean the transformation of Lobha into something higher. With transformation of greed into something higher. That is the Shakti of the, right? And when we go into Navakar, we will see how we use these Shaktis. Right? Abhi? Right? Okay. Next we'll take Swadhisthana. I can't go into everything about the chakra, but if you read the Mahabharata, there is one Yodha called Bhagdat. Right? And Bhagdat is a very old warrior, and he is very famous because he is very good at fighting the battle on his elephant, which is called Suprati. Suprati, right? And Bhim kills that elephant. Bhim kills that elephant. So this elephant is the symbol of Mooladhara. It is means when we are structured in greed. This is the Mooladhara. We are structured in greed. Every small thing in life, we will somewhere in us we will say ke maro faido sushe. Something in us will be speaking all the time. Okay, what am I going to get out of this? And we are structured in greed, and that structure of greed is so powerful, it is a mad elephant. It is a mad elephant, right? Okay. So next is Now each chakra, like I said, will have a positive side. So the positive side of Mooladhara will be Sahadev, Sahan Shakti, the power of endurance, Titiksha, the power of endurance. Somebody asked Ramdulare Bapu, okay, what do you need on the path of spirituality? He said Pratiksha and Titiksha. Right? So Arjuna is asking Krishna, he's saying, Matra sparshastu kaunteya, sukha dukha, shita ushna. What is coming through the five senses are just tanmatras, nothing. Don't label them, this is mine, this is yours. Don't label them, he's telling Arjuna. Don't label them. They are just electromagnetic. Matra sparshastu kaunteya. Sukha dukha shita ushna. Some give pain, some give pleasure. Sukha dukha shita ushna. Some give hot, some give cold. Tantiti shaksva kaunteya. Just endure them, the Sahan Shakti. So, there's the positive side of Mooladhara, happiness, endurance, patience. These are all the positive. Each chakra will also have many diseases going with them. I won't go into the diseases today. Right? Second is Swadhisthana, water element. The word for water over here is apas, that which takes you to the highest. Apas, that which takes you to the highest. What is the basic quality when you drop a drop of water on the table? The basic quality. The first thing that happens, it contracts, then it spreads. The first thing it contracts. So, contraction, Mooladhara, attraction, raga, Swadhisthana, contraction, dvesha, right? Repulsion. Now, what does water symbolize? What does water symbolize? Water. When we use the word apsara, up means water. Je pani upar sare, the one who glides on water is apsara. Right? Definitely she's not gliding on physical water, she's gliding on some other water. Right? Sarpa, the one who is gliding on the land. Right? Is Sarpa, but this is Apsara, the one who is gliding on the water. Which water is she gliding on? The water of the heart. Vishwamitra sees her, he falls in love. The water of the heart. So water symbolizes emotional. Right? Emotional. Now, this emotional structure of ours, we can divide into two parts, the lower and the higher. What will be the difference between the two? What is the difference between the two? The lower and the higher. What is the quality of the lower? Yes, so what does it do? It gets attached. It gets attached. And the higher? It's totally detached. Nothing can attach it. It is free of attachment. The lower we call as lagni. Je lagi jai game tya. Je lagi jai game tya choti jai. It is lagni. And the higher, bhav. Bhav. Right? So, lagni has up and down. Right? If the son passes the exam, his share price is high. And if the son fails in the exam, his share price is low, right? Lagni. We all live in this emotional structure. What else? What else? What else is? What else? What happens to our emotions? Supposing I fall in love with a girl, what do? What do? I go and tell her I love you. She'll take a slipper and hit me. Right? What do? No. I want this thing, I want this girl to say that I love you. Like I am saying I love you. How do I do it? How do I do it? I don't go and say I love you. I'll first say, would you like to have a Coca-Cola? Right? Then, if she's going to the bus stop, I'll walk her to the bus stop. Then after a few days, I'll say, would you like to go out for dinner? Would you like to go out for movie? For 6 months, I'll say that I'll be, what will I be doing? I'll be investing my time and attention. My time and attention. After 6 months, I'll say, I love you, and all that which I've invested will pay off. Will pay, right? Pay off, right? You don't just go and say I love you, right? So, that which gets attached is lower emotion. Lower emotion. It gets attached. It becomes a victim of what? What is the word we use? Suggestibility. Do we have an emotional structure or do we have a higher? Higher is astral or an astral structure. Do we have an emotional structure or do we have an astral structure? Are we victims of suggestibility? Let's say there's a dead body, everybody is crying around. What happens? I go over there and I also start crying. So, I'm a victim of suggestibility. And it is this which has to be refined. It takes years and years of work to turn Lagni into Bhav. No, cannot be done overnight. That is the Swadhisthana Chakra. Right? So here we have Kama. Desire, that which gets attached. That which gets attached. Remember one thing, we have only 2 chains binding us. If you can break them both at one time, 2 chains binding us. One is desire. The other is what are we a total victim of? Not even 1 second are we free of it. Bej bandhan che, be bandhan tute le mukti. Right? Desire and memory, they're twin sisters. Twin sisters. Can you 1 second in the day without memory? 1 second. Can you just stand free of memory? How to be free of memory? Mottama mottu bandhan che memory. We don't even realize. We live in one big bubble of memory. One second in the day. 1 second in the day. Are we free of memory? उपवास करें कौन उपवास करवाना memory food नु नहीं memory नु उपवास करवाना. How will we do it? Yeah, so how tell me, give me an example. I am saying the other day I was crossing the road and this car just missed me. What will you say? 6 months ago, I was also crossing the... Something is asking for its food inside. Upvas. Don't say it. Ahi sudhi baat aayi hai. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't let memory. Can you talk to a person without memory? Without using memory? Lock it. And everything we say is nothing but memory. But anyway, in the Swadhisthana is desire, kama.
I can understand why you want to block desire, but why block memory?
Because we are slaves of memory and we want freedom. We want freedom, and that barrier which takes us from this side to that side.
No, but I can give the point.
Yeah.
Memory could be very positive memory.
So,
the belief system, the world, all the religions of the world are based on belief system.
right?
Right?
And in the present moment?
And so the belief system, whoever the person has, everybody has a little different parameter. Little bit higher, little bit lower, little bit whatever, right? So now, what he's trying to say is, it all depends on your belief system, basically. It starts with the belief system.
But what you are talking about is living in the present moment, right?
Yeah, you are talking about living in the present moment.
See, if I have to plan for tomorrow, I need memory.
Yeah.
No, I agree. But
Right.
I'm agreeing with that.
Right.
I'm not disagreeing. What I'm saying is, a blunt statement we cannot make that we want to get rid of memory. We want
I'm
to
not saying get rid, be free of memory.
be free of bad memory.
Be free of all memory.
Nothing bad or good.
No, there is something good or bad. Our conscious knows what is good and what is bad.
Exactly, sir. I'm not saying not to use memory. I'm saying be
Free of it.
free of memory. There's a difference. There's a difference. Today we are slaves of memory. We cannot have one thought which is free of memory. Right? Yes, sir.
For your day-to-day activities, which you need is
Yeah, if I have to tell you this, I have to speak from memory. I have to speak from memory. But you can sit. You can, yes, you need memory.
Yeah, past memory. I'm lost in the street corner for crossing.
Yes. What I'm trying to say is start working where you don't need
That's it.
memory.
You have to have control over not to get carried away.
The control will take years, sir. It will take years. I see your shirt and I remember that in my wardrobe there is a shirt like this.
Yeah, but one step at a time.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that, can you see how I become a victim of that memory? In that small thing I become a victim of memory. And there is no freedom without freedom of memory.
So developing your vivek, that in other words.
Pause. Just halt it over there. Just halt it over there.
What is do it and don't. Do's and don'ts.
So at least when I'm talking to you, I will only use memory where it is absolutely necessary.
That absoluteness is dependent on what everyone's vivek or intelligence.
No doubt about it. No doubt. Whatever is my level of,
It's a variable.
whatever my level of unfoldment of the vivek, but there is no freedom till there is freedom from memory.
Saying it, but achieving it.
Yes, just start from now. Start from now. That is why, yeah.
Is that what meditation is for? Does meditation help in controlling your memory?
See, પ્રસંગ વગર કંઈ નથી થવાનું. પ્રસંગ વગર પ્રસ્તુતિ નથી. સમજાય છે? In sitting in meditation, nothing is going to be there. But if you come in front of me, I am going to remember that you took 10 rupees from me yesterday. Right? But this is where it has to be worked on. In meditation, what am I going to do? I may, in meditation, develop the power to do it when I meet you. But if after years of meditation, nothing happens when I meet you, that meditation is all useless. Meditation is only net practice. It has nothing to do with the cricket match. The cricket match is life. cricket match is life. I may sit the whole day in meditation, it has no meaning at all. I sit in meditation 1 hour in the morning and the train comes late and I start complaining. What is the point? In the match, first ball I'm out. Right? So, desire, kama in Swadish. Right? And the Yodha for kama is Duryodhan. It cannot be killed. It cannot be killed. Right? Nakul is the positive side of Swadhisthana Chakra. Right? And water has this thing, it does not get attached everywhere, anywhere, still it becomes anything. And that is how our emotions should be. Not getting attached anywhere, still they can take the shape of any vessel in which water is poured into. This purification of emotions. Right? Okay. So now what does this mean? What is this Swadhisthana Chakra doing? Now this impulse has come in, right? And I'll say in his words there's a little bit of emotion, right? So who is decoding that? The Swadhisthana is decoding that, right? Or there may, in his emotion, then there may be a little desire born inside of me that let me walk 2 steps with him, right? So all that is the Swadhisthana Chakra. Next is Manipura, the biggest and most dangerous, right? Fire. Sense of sight. Fire, Agni. Okay? But there's a problem over here. Consciousness comes from somewhere and it meets a physical body.
Hello.
Consciousness is not a part of the physical body, but the physical body and whatever subtle bodies are inside have come through a process of evolution, not consciousness. They've come through a process of evolution. So Manipura is where all our animal intensities lie. All our animal intensities lie. And what is that? This chakra is Karna. It has to be killed. It has to be killed, and it cannot be killed when we are in a reaction. So Karna has to come down from the chariot. Come down from the chariot. Then only he can be killed. Our whole life from morning to evening is nothing but a series of reactions. Now next to the Manipura there is a small chakra called Kundali. This is Manipura. And we have a basic responsibility to move from this to this. This is Arjuna. To move from this to this. What is lying in Manipura? Krodha. Krodha is Dushasan. Right? Lying in Manipura. That is why Dushasan and Karna both die on the same day. Same day. Right? So, what is the difference between this and this? What is the difference? This is excitement. This is sensitivity. What is the difference between excitement and sensitivity? What is the If I'm excited over here, what is over here? The other opposite. I'm excited, but when I'm not excited, what state am I in?
Don't react.
Boredom. Boredom. મને જો કોઈ પણ વાતનો કંટાળો આવતો હોય તો હજી I am still a slave of કોઈ પણ વાતનો. If I get bored of anything in life, I am still a victim of excitement. I am still looking for excitement in life. That is why I am bored. In life there is nothing to be bored about. Right? So we have to move from excitement to sensitivity. What is the difference between excitement and sensitivity? Samvedana, uttejana. Uttejana. What does it mean?
Can we say that it is Lagni Vasata, Lagni Sthirata?
Supposing I am doing some exercise. ઘણા લોકો આવે, right? They say, okay, I did this and I did that, today I did Reiki, tomorrow I did that, day after I did that, and day after I did that, and they tell me a whole story of how much they have done, and I know they have done nothing in their life. मैं चला तो खूब, पहुंचा कहीं भी नहीं, यानी चले ही नहीं. And the world is full of these kind of people. What does it mean? I'm still seeking excitement. I did Reiki, boredom came in, then I did something else, boredom came in, I did something else, boredom came in, I did something else, boredom came in the end is the pendulum swinging from excitement to boredom and boredom to excitement, and that is the story of my life. What is needed in sadhana? What is needed in sadhana?
Stand still.
To do the same thing every day. The same thing every day. But every day we are doing it as if we are doing it for the first time. That is what is the meaning of the word abhyas. Abhyas. It is called sensitivity. Sensitivity. When I am bored, I need a new girlfriend every day. And when I am in sensitivity, the same wife is new every day. Right? So, the first step on the spiritual path is to move from excitement to sensitivity. That is the first basic step. Unless that has happened, nothing has happened. The lakshan, the characteristic, am I still getting bored of anything in life? That is the character. So, here we have two chakras, Manipura, Kundli. One chakra has to be killed, the other has to be awakened. So we went Lobha, Kama, Krodha, right? In the Gita, the slokas of Sthit Pragna, Dhyayate Vishayan Punsa Sanghaste Shupajayate. Dhyayate, my attention goes out of the five senses and it sees the objects of the five senses and ત્યાં સંગ થઈ જાય છે. Attachment. Jaste supajaya. Sanghat sajayate kama. From that desire is born. Kamat krodho vijayate. From that, and if my desire is not fulfilled, anger is the result. क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोह अनाहत मोह. क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोह मोह. मोह मोहात् क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोह सम्मोहात् स्मृति विभ्रम. Memory is destroyed. Good memory is destroyed. Smruti भ्रंशात् buddhinasha, buddhinasho pranashyati. Right? He falls, gone forever. So, anahat has Moha. It's the sequence. He's given the sequence, how it happens. Moha. Moha is Shakuni. Throws the dice. Throws the dice. Which energy do we need in sadhana? Which energy? Which energy? And where does that energy come from? What is most important?
Excitement.
We have an energy inside that recognizes or registers. I won't use the word recognizes. Registers. Before I recognize you, I register you. This power of registering, not recognizing or decoding, just the power of known deliver. This power of registering. Which energy allows us to register? And where does that energy come from? Which energy allows us to register? From the Atma. All energy comes from the sun. All energy comes from the sun. Only one energy, the Jeev goes to the Atma every night, takes that energy from him, comes out in the morning, we wake up with that energy. Jung gave this energy a name, psychic energy. Psychic energy, the power of registering. Right? So when we go for a long trip and we do a lot of sightseeing, after a few days we lose the power to, everything seems the same. Everything seems the same. We have lost the power to register. This very, very fine energy is needed to move on the spiritual path. Psychic energy. Right? Now, somebody else also wants this energy. And she wants to steal it from us. She wants to steal it. Who is that? Nature. Nature wants, because nature has only one source of energy, the sun. And this is one energy which she cannot get. It can only come from human beings. Only from human. And that is, they get it when they go to sleep. So every morning we wake up with our pocket money. And the friends, they knew when the pocket money is coming in college, they knew on this day it's going to come. So everybody is ready, waiting for the party. Right? So nature is waiting for the party. What is she doing? What will she do? How will she steal that energy from us? How will she steal that energy from us?
Through the five senses.
Right, but how? She will throw the dice. She will throw the dice. I'll say I'm sitting silently doing something, but suddenly a phone will come. There's a fire in the factory. Nature has thrown the dice. I get hypnotized, and this very, very powerful energy which I have gathered in the night, which has come from the Atma, I give it out, and nature takes it and uses it for her purpose. Right? She wants it. She wants it. Very, very powerful energy. And she has no other source but to make me angry, make me react. So, life is a series of events, and every moment nature is throwing the net, and I am the poor fish caught in that net, and I give away all the valuable stuff I have gathered. And this keeps on happening from morning to evening. When does sadhana start? When does sadhana start? The first step. When have we taken the first step? Is that if today I have woken up with 100 rupees, right? Tomorrow when I wake up, I have some carry forward of yesterday. I have some carry forward balance. What do you call it? When you do your Diwali accounting, you say, Pachla varas nu? Right? Not Jama, but we don't wake up with Jama. When we go to sleep in night, we are bankrupt. All of us are bankrupt. By 12 o'clock in the day, we are bankrupt. Right? And when this happens, there is some carry forward energy, a new center starts within us. Something new starts within us. And it is this energy which is going to take us ahead. So very, very important. And nature, every moment she throws moha, anahat. Anahat as vayu, is the element. Vayu, right? Shakuni, the positive side, bhim. Vayuputra. Right? What does it mean? It means bhim is the vital energy, the sex energy, but through Vayu, he has transformed that sex energy. Through the use of Vayu. Right? When we say the, what do you call? Hanuman Chalisa, what do we say? Buddhihin tanu jani ke sumiro pavana kumara. I was in a state of darkness. I was in a state where there was no buddhi. Buddhihin tanu jani ke sumiro pavana kumara. At that moment, to get out of this darkness, what did I do? Sumiro pavana kumara. Pavan, jo pavitra karta hai. Pavan kumara. Right? Bhim, the son of Vayu. He has transformed that sex energy, lifted it up to the heart chakra. When we do this rhythmic breathing, I'm going to teach you in the next session how to breathe in rhythm. The first thing that will happen because of that rhythmic breathing is the sex energy will start transforming. Right? And when that transforms, excitement goes out of our lives. No more excitement. Right? Bhim, Vayu, right? Anahat. Now Anahat is made of two parts. The right side is positive. The left side is negative, that it is moving anti-clockwise. So over a period of time, the yogi learns to make both the parts move clockwise. Once that happens, he is never a victim of moha. It's not possible now. When the dice is thrown, it must move anti-clockwise. Right? Again, when we talk about the chakras as brains, we have seen that your support decoded by Mooladhara, right? But how much of emotion is there in your voice? Decoded by Swadhisthana, right? But how much of anger is there in you? Decoded by Manipura, right? Whether you are trying to entice me into something or not entice me is decoded by Anahata, final, Vishuddha. Right? Air element, Akash, the ether element, Akash, ether, right. The negative side of Vishuddhi is Matsa. In English we have two words, jealousy and envy. What is the difference between jealousy and envy? What is the difference between jealousy and envy? What is the difference between jealousy and envy? I feel jealous of you and I feel envious of you. What is the difference? Both are negative. But one can be made positive. The other has to be killed. It cannot be made. What is it? What is it? Matsya. Matsya.
Envy has to be
Killed. Right? I can use jealousy positively. Positively in the sense that if he has a good car, I may try to earn more money to buy a good car. Right? But in envy, when he's not looking, I'll take a stone and make a big scratch on his car. You get the difference between the two. Right? Okay. So, jealousy and envy. Like you see in the monsoon, we go to the river, and when the river meets the sea, there are these, what do you call, baglas, the cranes. Right? And It's very easy because now the fish knows that she is going to die. She's going in the river from the sweet water. So she's trying to go back. So this whole area is full of fish. And all these cranes are eating that fish. And there's lots of fish. All of them can eat. Right? But if one of them gets it in the beak and he flies away, the others go to steal it from him. Right? Bakasur. Bak means a bagla. Bhim kills this Rakshas called Bakasur. Crane mentality. Right? And it usually goes with, not with enemies, it goes with friends. I can't stand their success. I can't stand their success. So, Matsya is divided into two parts, jealousy and envy. Now, this also has a positive part, Matsya. Positive. So the story is very nice, First he eats up all of Bakasur's food, right? And then when he kills him, he breaks his backbone. So first of all, we have to see which thoughts are feeding our jealousy, and we have to get rid of those thoughts. And then there is something which is the backbone of that jealousy, and we break it, that envy. Right? Bakasur, he kills Bakasur in the Mahabharata. Right? Now, what is positive, the positive side of this? He was talking, you used the word? Vivek. What is Vivek? What is Vivek? What is Vivek?
Discriminate.
Okay, to discriminate, to decide. Yes.
On the right side, positive side, that is gainful, lessful to you.
Alright.
Achieving the modesty.
Vivek is nothing but be awake.
Vivek.
We don't react it.
Hmm?
We don't react it. I don't react to it.
Vivek is the art of seeing two. Art of seeing two. Which two? Positive and negative. No, not right and wrong. On the spiritual path, there is no right or wrong. There is Sat and Asat. There is nothing like right and wrong. There is nothing like right and wrong. There is Sat and Asat. Krishna tells Yudhishthir that you will have to say a wrong. Why do you have to say a wrong? Because Dronacharya has to be killed. Killing of Dronacharya is Sat. Killing of Dronacharya is Sat. For that you have to lie. That is wrong. But he had an ego that I speak only the truth. And that is why his chariot was above the ground. Right? All of us have an ego. We don't lie. Of course we lie all the time. Lie all the time. What is lying? What is lying?
Hiding the truth.
There's only one lie.
Hiding the truth.
There's only one lie. What is lying? What is? It's not a fact. It may be the truth. Everybody's Atma is the truth. It's not a fact. So we can't superimpose the truth on the fact. We have to learn to move, journey from the fact to the truth. It's a long journey. No.
Isn't it ego that you support and
What is lying? What is lying?
Knowing is twisting the fact.
Hiding the truth.
Showing something that I am not. Showing something that I am not. We love to sing our own songs. We love to sing our song. I did this, I did that, I got this medal, I got that promotion, I did. Right? All lying. Even if it's the truth, it's lying. Because I'm just creating a picture of myself. Just inflating a picture of myself. Even if it's the truth, it is lying.
Everything there.
The minute we were given a name, everything we did after that is a... Can you see this? It needs naked eyes to see the truth. Right. So, what is Vivek? What is Vivek? What is Vivek? Supposing I've fallen in love with a girl. So I'll say, I love this girl. Now what is Vivek?
It's saying the truth.
What is Vivek over here? What if I have that capacity? Viveka Khyati, Patanjali calls it. The unfolding of Vivek, the flowering of Vivek. If that Vivek has flowered in me, in this moment I am in love with this girl, what does it mean? What can I see at the same time? Come on, all of us have got married. It's so easy. Before marriage, how is it? Chal, let's go to movies, let's go out, let's go club, let's do this, let's do that. Then 6 months after marriage, would you like to go to club? I don't have time, I'm busy in the office. But did you see this before marriage? No. Absence of Vivek. Vivek means being able to see two together. I love someone and I realize that that love is in the conscious mind, but it is supported by some hate lying in the unconscious mind, and I can see both together. I know that after 6 months this is going to go here and this is going to come over here. But this is the law of life. The pendulum swings from love to hate, happiness to sadness. The stock market goes from up to down, and etc. and etc. Life is made of, everything is periodically nature. There's summer and there's winter and there's high tide and there's low tide. And this is the law of life. And when I can see both together, today she loves me, but tomorrow she'll say all kinds of things to me. It will make no difference, because at the time of loving her, I saw both together. That is Vivek. That is Vivek. We do not have a single emotion which does not have a opposite. All our emotions have opposites. It is when we go into a different state we realize certain emotions which have no opposites. And at Vivek, just imagine if the stock market goes to 12,000, I'm happy. From 12,000 it goes to 14,000, I'm happy. But then 14,000 it comes back to 12,000, I'm unhappy. Yesterday I was happy when it went to 12,000. What happened today? But this keeps on swinging. It keeps on swinging. This is the law of life. To see two together. See two together. You know, today the husband is saying something nice. You know that it is supported by something which could be ugly inside, and tomorrow he may say that ugly. So what? So what? That is again supported by something nice inside. And when you learn this law, your eyes have opened. You can see the conscious and the subconscious at the same time. You're free of the law of the pendulum. Otherwise, in our life, we swing with the law of the pendulum.
And how can you do that?
Vivek, Yudhishthir, je be mojani vacche sthir che. Yesterday we talked about male energy and female energy. Yudhishthir. Yeah? To be free of the law of opposites. Free of the law of opposites. Everything in our life is supported by its opposite. Everything. And then this Vivek. So once, can you see in jealousy I see that he has, I? So in a negative way I am seeing two things together. Now when I transform that jealousy, it becomes Vivek. From Vivek, then I take the journey towards Prajna, which is a different journey. So another long journey from Vivek to Prajna. The unfolding of Vivek. Patanjali says, Shana tatta krama yoho sanyamata vivekajam jnanam. What is Vivek? What is that knowledge full of Vivek? Shan or uska kram. The moment, and which sequence is this moment going to go? Where is it going to go? I insult you, the moment. I insult you, in this moment I am insulting you. Now, which crumb is this moment going to take? Can you change that crumb? Can you change it? Tell me. Then Vivek has come. We call it as Prati Kram. To change the crumb. I don't know, Jains do it every day. Right? I practice it also from morning to evening. Right. So we change the crumb. What does it mean to change the crumb? What does it mean to change? I insulted you. What does it mean? What does it mean? Come on.
So change the reaction.
Right? But what am I doing?
To neutralize that feeling.
No, I'm talking about Vivek. Now, so here is something which I call an insult. It's hurting me. It's giving me pain inside. He has said some words which are really hurting me inside. Right? This happens to all of us. Friends do it, wife does it, husband does it. So many people can do it. Sometimes servant can also do it. Right? So it's hurting me inside. Now I want to change the crumb.
Say sorry.
Shanatata krama yoho sanyamata vivek jam jnanam. So I'm doing sanyam over there. Sanyam is I am not reacting. Okay, now what? Now, what does it mean to change the crumb?
Stop.
No, I've stopped. Sanyam. I've come over there. But I change the meaning of the insult. I change the meaning. I change the meaning. How do I change the meaning?
Say sorry.
By praising. By praising.
No, I change the meaning.
We tolerate. We tolerate.
Okay, he has insulted me. Who is insulted inside? Is it the Jeev, Atma or Aham? Okay, at least we come to one place. Right. Aham badto nathi, Jeev bade. This is a very funny thing inside. Check Aham lake, Rokdo Jeev chukve. Right? Avu badhu andarnu tantra છે. Okay. So, he insulted me. I suddenly realized that this aham was in darkness. I could not see it. But as a result of this insult, he suddenly popped up. Who has insulted me? And who is this guy to insult me? Right? He's feeling hurt inside. And this has given me an opportunity to observe him. And in that very observation, darkness becomes light. And the aham is darkness. And my observation is the light of observing. So I say, thank you. You insulted me. I changed the crumb. He has not insulted me. He has helped me move one path, one step higher on the path of consciousness. My friend, insult me again tomorrow. Right? Insult me again tomorrow. I want to walk up one more step. Prati kram. To change the crumb. Change the meaning, to change the crumb. Right? Okay. So, Vishuddhi, Akash Tattva. Right. Okay. Now, I'll just step on something else before going ahead. Because we are talking of Akash Tattva. Talking of Akash Tattva. What are these three forces? What are the three forces? Supposing I want to open a shop, which force is that? Active. Active. Now, if I want to open a shop, right, what is going to come in the way? See, the architect will design a shop, but when he designs a shop, there is no tamas inside there. But when I go to build a shop, right, all sorts of obstacles are going to come in the way. What is that? We call it as tamas. Tamas. This is the law of life. Every action has an equal and opposite rajas and tamas. This is the law of life. This is the law of life. This is how all karma is built. The law of life. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So, what will decide whether I will overcome the obstacles or the obstacles will overcome me? Whether Rajas will overcome Tamas or Tamas will overcome, who is going to decide? The third force. Sattva is the third force. The beauty is in our life, we cannot see the third force. We cannot see the third. We are blind. We are blind. We can rarely see the second force also, tamas. We only see, I want to do. Whether that I want to do is in the right time and space, we don't know anything. Right? And we go to some astrologer who may not be in the right time or space anyway. Right? So what is this? These three forces. Who will decide? What do I do? I want to start a shop. What do I do? The first thing, what should I do? I want to do it Rajas. Obstacles which are going to come? Tamas. And that which is going to decide whether Tamas is more powerful or Rajas is more powerful is something unknown factor called Sattva. Some unknown factor. So, in India we had a way. What do we do? What do we do? We do a ritual. Of course, now the ritual is all mechanical. Nobody knows how to do the ritual. Right? When religion dies, it becomes a ritual. Right? So we do a ritual to invite the Sattva. We first say that we are conscious of what we are doing, and consciousness is the Sattva is the quality of consciousness. Sattva. Va means quality of consciousness. Right? And so we invite it and we go ahead in what we are doing. Okay? This Sattva is neutralizing. Now, in each of the chakras, there will be a Bij mantra of the chakra, which is the sattvic force of that chakra. Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Ham. This is the sattvic force of the chakra. It is the neutralizing force of the chakra. Right? It's called the Bij mantra of the chakra. Okay, I won't go into these three forces. But yesterday we talked about something, nobody asked a question. I was wondering whether anybody is hearing me or not. I said everything in life is born of how many causes? Three causes. I mentioned the instrumental cause and the... Nobody asked what is the third cause. Did I? What is the third cause? What is the third cause? And the third cause is the three forces, which is the real cause of everything in our life. But we cannot see life as three forces. It's very, very difficult. You get it? If I'm going for a very important appointment and you come in the way and you start talking, and I'm late for my appointment, whom am I going to blame? You. But the law of the three forces, where there is Rajas, there has to be Tamas. Where there is Rajas, there has to be. We cannot see life as just a play of three forces. My son wants to sit for the exam, but he falls ill. But I won't say where there is Rajas, there is Tamas. But this is the law of life. Trying to remember one sutra of Patanjali. If I remember it, I'll tell you. Anyway, in a cricket match, for the game of life, if there is a bowler, there is a batsman. That's cricket match. So, in the beginning, they say that there was nothing but how to make everything in this world. How was creation started? How did creation start? So one force said that, okay, you want to make, I'll become the making force, and that is Rajas. Right? But then what about the cement, concrete, the bricks and all that? So another force came up saying, okay, you want to make, I am willing to be made. So it became Tamas. But how much of which ratio? So the third force came in Sattva. And the beauty here is Tamas is more gross than Rajas, and it came second. Sattva is more subtle than Tamas, but it came third. And because in sense of order it is 1, 2, 3, but in sense of subtleness it is 1, 3, 2. And here all the permutations and combinations of life are here. Okay. Am I clear? So everything in life is nothing but a play of three forces. I can't remember that sutra. Losing my memory. Right? What he's saying is that to make this world, the first thing which was necessary is that Tamas had to be against Rajas. Tamas had to be against Rajas. So in the basic building block of this universe there was Hinsa. One fought against the other. And then Patanjali ends there. He says, Sarvam Dukkham Vivekina. Once he realizes that this is the law of the forces have to fight against each other to create anything, from a glass to anything, from all the emotions, my psychic structure, there is a fight going on. And if in the basic nature of the universe there is Hinsa, in this world there is no way I can find peace and happiness. I have to rise above this world. Sarvam Dukkham Vivekina. That is the law of the three forces. So now when we go into the Navakar Mantra, and like I said, I will take only 2 lines. Namo Ariyantanam, Namo Siddhanam. We will go into it, and we will, in each of the combinations, we will see active Rajas, passive Tamas, and how the mantra of the chakra is playing the role of neutral. In each I will take the whole body of the mantra, how it vibrates. One I will take for Namo Ariyantanam, one for Namo Siddhanam. You can take for the next 3, but we'll keep that for some other time. Right? Okay. You want to take a break now? Take a break? Yeah, and then we'll start. I'll just go into the chakra then later. Okay. Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipur, Anahat, Vishuddhi, and in all the chakras, Madh. Right? So, what we have to work on is this we have to work on in our daily life. So, I am not going to talk about this just now. I am only going to talk about this. Okay, rub it out. Now, we take the first two. So, A is active, Ra is passive. A is Vishuddhi, એટલે Akash. Ra is Swadhisthana. So, jealousy is active, desire is passive. Where will this happen? Where will this happen? No. Jealousy active, desire passive. I come to their home, I see this TV, so there's jealousy, right? There's jealousy. But that jealousy is based somewhere on a desire that I want a TV. Okay? So jealousy is active, desire is passive. And this happens every day in our life. Right? Every day in our life. Right? Okay. But this is, it is the Bij Mantra of the Manipur Chakra. Fire. So what is it saying? What is it saying? When I say the word Ari, I'm moving from Vishuddhi to Swadhisthana. I'm moving from Vishuddhi to Swadhisthana, which I'm neutralizing by Manipur. Okay? Now how has that movement happened? I saw this TV. So there was this movement from Vishuddhi to Swadhisthana. Why was there that Vishuddhi to Swadhisthana? Because both of them got together, I had a feeling of jealousy. See, why do we go into the jungle to meditate? If I see a tree in your garden, I don't feel jealous, but I feel jealous of the TV. Right? So in nature, suddenly this gets into suspension. So this movement in the first word of the mantra, there is this movement from the Vishuddhi to Swadhisthana, and I'm neutralizing that. I'm neutralizing that by fire. Where is the fire? It is in Manipur, but in this state, where is the fire?
Desire.
In that jealousy. Jealousy is giving me acidity. Right? I have to take a pill for acidity. Right? So that jealousy is giving me acidity. So instead of giving me acidity, in that fire I say this word. I say this word and it's gone. What is happening in this whole process? The first thing is I'm using the mantra, living the mantra, and what else is happening? It's a continuous process of self-study. Continuous process of self-study. Is this clear? Right. Now, this I have only taken the first part of the mantra, Namo Aryantanam. I am just going into that only. Right? Okay. So, we'll take the next one.
Question. When we say Ari, when I say Ari in my mantra,
Ari, right? So I am correcting this chakra to Swadhisthana. But that correction has already been made because I've got jealous. So now I want to neutralize that. So I am saying this word. I am consciously making that correct. But that chakra contains Ra. This movement contains Ra, which is Ram, the Bij Mantra of Manipur. So in that very saying, I am destroying that jealousy.
So when I say Ari, at that time, should I think anything? And then
You already are aware that suddenly you are in a feeling of jealousy.
in the TV, but there are so many things.
Yeah, this is just an example. I can't mention everything. Yeah, but it could be so many things. It could be so many things.
So then I have to focus on something which is for which I am jealous.
No, the very awareness.
Okay.
The very awareness has come, no? See, without self-observation, it is not possible. Right? I am now using the mantra for my journey of self-observation. Right? Okay? So I have suddenly become aware.
Okay.
What have I become aware? That I am in a state of jealousy. This much of awareness can come. Now I can use it. If I am not aware of that state, I am never going to use it anyway. Right? The basic premise I am using is that I am aware of my state. It could be anything. This is just an example I have taken of TV, but it could be anything. It could be anything. You get what I am trying to say?
Yes.
It could be anything.
Yes.
But what is giving you the science? That here the science is that this has to be burnt. It has to be burnt. It is giving you the science of how to do it. The mantra is telling you the technique of what to do.
So jealousy should be burned.
Burnt. It has to be burnt. Not all jealousy.
Not all jealousy.
Only jealousy in which there is desire.
There is a desire.
Right. The next word is hanta. Now, ha is a little difficult because ha is a part of the Ajna Chakra. Ajna. Right? Now, where this will be negative, it will mean aggressiveness. Yeah, Ajna Chakra. Right. In negative, it will be aggressiveness, and in positive, it will mean sankalp. આ સમજાય છે જ્યાં સુધી આગ્રહ છે ત્યાં સુધી સંકલ્પ નથી. અહમનો મોસ્ટ પ્રિડોમિનન્ટ લક્ષણ છે આગ્રહ. કોઈ પણ વસ્તુનો આગ્રહ, સત્યનો એ આગ્રહ, ધર્મનો એ આગ્રહ, ખાવાનો પણ આગ્રહ, કપડાનો પણ આગ્રહ, જાતિ સંસ્કારનો આગ્રહ.
Agra, expectation?
Agra, aggressiveness. Aggressiveness. My daughter comes to me, says, I want to marry somebody from this religion. However good I am, suddenly I feel a shock inside. So there is an attitude inside, an aggressiveness inside that she must marry somebody of this religion or this jat or whatever. See, these are attitudes. And attitudes are very, very deep within us. Very deep. And they bind the jeev like this. They bind it. It's very difficult to be free of attitudes. After our chief weakness, they are the deepest form of bandhan we have. Attitudes. Right? Then come habits. Then come contradictions. You see? This is all layers of the mind which are binding you. You know a contradiction? Right? Contradiction. Right? I'm driving on the road and I see a beautiful picture of an actress, right? And I have a desire of sex inside. And tomorrow you come and tell me, you know this lady, she's having an affair with this person, and I say, oh, that is very bad. She can't do it. And I'm talking all kinds of things of more. Yesterday I just had a. You see? So when we are on this side of the wall, we cannot see this side, and when we are on this side of the wall, we cannot see this side. Our mind is full of contradictions. Everything that we preach to somebody else, we are doing the exact opposite. And we have to learn to go through this whole sea of contradictions which are lying inside. Right? I want to earn so much money in business, so I do this, I do that, and God knows what all I do, and then everything fails and the whole thing comes down, and then I'll say it's not my fault. Any ઈચ્છા હતી, નસીબમાં હતું એટલે. Contradiction. અત્યાર સુધી ક્યાં નસીબ ગયું? Contradiction. We are full of these contradictions inside. Okay.
Excuse me,
Haji.
Sankalpa is what? Determination?
Ha 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 ha. And laugh bagaad support. Okay. Can we see that we have many desires inside? You're sitting here, but this is not at peace. There's a desire to be here, but there's also at the same moment a desire to be somewhere else. Right? So, all these desires are fighting within us inside. There's a desire to get up in the morning, but there's a desire also to see a late night show on the TV. Right? So, in us we are a multitude of desires. And as long as one desire is fighting the other desire, there can be no sankalpa. When all the desires have calmed down and there is only one aim is Lakshya. Ram, Lakshman, Sita, Lakshya. Lakshya, Lakshman, Lakshya. My aim in life is only one. There is no other desire. I want to wake up. Right? Then, when there are no desires within us fighting with each other, then what comes out of that is Sankalp Shakti. Just now we have Vichar Shakti, which is fighting against each other. No Sankalp Shakti. Right? For that we have to be in a state of deep relaxation, no agra. No agra. So, Agna Chakra, the Aham stays in the Agna, right? And his quality is aggressiveness. So when we say the word Ha, we are saying, joining the Agna Chakra. So will be Manipura. I'll just check. Manipura. It's growth. So growth plus aggressiveness. Right? You go to government office, right? And you want to get some work done. So you say, okay, I'll do this work for you, but to sign on this paper of yours, you have to fill up that form. So then he'll send you to another table. So you go to that table. And so you can fill in this form, but to get this form, you have to fill in another form. So you go to that table. Then to get this form, you say, okay, this form has to be sold. So you go and pay so much money at that window, you bring the receipt, and then I'll give you this form. Right? So by the end, you're so worked up with anger and aggressiveness inside. So what do? You use the Vishuddhi Chakra. Right? This is the best mantra. So, Ha is the mantra of Vishuddhi, Akash. So, whenever I feel that I am right, everybody else is wrong, it is this. Right? Anta, he's giving you the science of how to do it. He's giving you the science. Right? So Hum is the Bij mantra of Vishuddhi. But H is lying in the Agna Chakra. Ka is lying in the Manipur. Now, again we will take, now what we took one line of the mantra, Namo Ariyantanam. Now we will take it in the same thing in Namo Siddhartha. Right? So supposing I say that Ari, I've got rid of the jealousy, then I must get a Siddhi, no? I must get a Siddhi. If the jealousy has gone, if I've killed the jealousy, Namo Ariyantanam, then I must get Namo Siddhartha. I must get the Siddhi. Right? I must get the Siddhi. So, what do I get? Again, Akash, steadiness, Sthirta. Sthirta, Gap. Gap. Pause. Pause. Right? The art of pausing. Again, is all pervading. Vyapakta. All pervading. Vyapakta. So the minute I have killed the jealousy, these siddhis follow automatically. These siddhis are following. My attention has gone into Vyapakta. The Pandavas, they did 12 years of Vanvas, but then they went into 1 year of Agnatvas. And in Agnatvas they went into which Pradesh? Virat. Vyapakta. Virat Pradesh. Right? Virat. So I do 12 years of sadhana, but then there's an ego of sadhana. So I have to go into Virat, dissolve the ego of sadhana also. Right? So Vyapakta. If I kill the jealousy, what will happen? There will be a kind of criticism, because if there's jealousy in you, I'll say I'm higher than you. There will be a kind of criticism, because I'll say, he's not doing sadhana, I'm doing sadhana. There will be a criticism, and that I have to throw into Vyapakta. That siddhi will come with this. Right? Re is water, can dissolve anything. Anything. The power of dissolving anything. So, what will that mean? However angry the person in front of you is, your very attitude, the way you work with him will calm his anger. It will dissolve. Whatever state he is. Right? And again, right use of fire. The same three. So one, I'm only taking two parts of the mantra in each of the things. Ari, I kill, and what I get in return. Two lines of the mantra we have taken. Each of this will reverberate in all the 5 lines of the mantra. But that will be much deeper than this. It will become very complicated.
Can I ask you?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You know, Namo Arihantanam.
Right.
Ari.
Right.
The word, the practice, Sanskrit originally from Brahmi. Right?
Right.
Ari means, the way I understand,
Right.
Dushman.
Dushman. Enemy. An enemy.
Dushman.
Yes.
And those Dushman are, as we are taught,
Right.
are, Krodh, Man, Maya, Lobh,
Right. Right.
We say that, right?
Right.
Now, this is the fundamental. Namo Arihantam, the person, why I bow down? Because he has destroyed all this. And I want to achieve that state.
Right.
That is why I bow down. Right? Same thing in Siddhanta, right? Now my question is, how does this correlate with the jealousy? Can you please explain?
I want to kill jealousy, no? Not in somebody else.
I know, I understand.
Right.
I understand that.
Okay, so this is giving me the technique of killing it. This is giving me the science of killing that jealousy. Which jealousy? Which is based on desire.
Okay, and what is the explanation you gave for Ari? Can you repeat that please? Ari, what do you interpret Ari as? Arihantaram, Ari. What do you interpret?
I bow down to the one who has killed the enemy. That is the normal meaning of the mantra. That I have taken yesterday.
Correct.
That I have taken yesterday.
Okay.
I'm through with that part of the mantra.
Okay.
Right? So that we have taken. What now I'm trying to tell you is that when you live normally, we are a victim of all these passions. Now how are we going to use the mantra, and what science is the mantra teaching us to overcome these passions? Right? And if we overcome those passions, then the very saying of that word gives us what siddhi in return. I'm only taking 2 lines of the mantra. The same thing will reverberate at each stage of the mantra. See, the meaning of the mantra is not so important. Right? We stick to the meaning of the mantra. The meaning of what is important is the shaktis in the sounds. The shaktis in the sounds. I'm trying to open those shaktis for you.
So this is, in another word, this is the mechanics of the thing.
Right.
Pardon?
No, he wanted the meaning.
Yeah, so that is why yesterday I said, what I said yesterday, I'll go first through the meaning of the mantra.
So now this is mechanics.
I don't want to go in details, I don't want to interrupt you, but Dhvani science, sound engineering is also involved, obviously, in the mantra.
Right?
Okay, that's it.
That is what I'm. See, I have not taken sound. I would have loved to take sound, but it will take me one whole day to explain what is sound. How sounds were created, what is sound, how they form packets of energies, those matrukas, how they arrange themselves into mantras. That is a different science. I know, but I'm opening up each matruka and half matruka within the mantra. Whether to use it or not, this is the way I try to use it. This is not something you will find in any book. Right? It is something which I have been practicing for last 15 years. So it is something which has come out of my own personal practice. Right? And I see the science of sound in a certain way. So this is just that.
That is a technique, they're showing the technique. Right?
I'm showing you how to do it in your everyday life. You want to be free of this is the way to do it. This is what the mantra is for. Right? But if you can't live the mantra, there is no point in just reciting it. It will only increase the ego that I have done so many mantras. You have to live it in your normal life. And that is why you need to open it out and let it work for you.
What is Matruka mean? Sorry. I have your DVD. I'll read it. I'm sure. I wasn't here yesterday.
But you will not get anywhere else this word.
No, your DVD, maybe.
No, you may get it in some other places. In Jainism, there is something called the Rishi Mandal Strotra.
Right.
And what they are talking about is different matrukas only. I'll try. My time, it's 5 o'clock, I want to finish.
Cannot you stand still the time?
However much we live in the timeless, we are still victims of time. Right? Okay. This is beautiful, so I'll just explain it again, I don't mind. There's some repetition, but we just go through it. Right? Om. Now, how was the sound Om created? The sound Om created. Of course, I have written only 3 parts of Om. There are 6 parts of Om, and this, and then the Shanti, and all that, but I won't go into that today. Right? 3 parts. Om. Okay. So how was the sound Om created? At some point, the Paramatma, whatever, I don't know, the divine wholeness, he wanted to experience. He was unmanifest. He wanted to manifest and experience. To experience, that Paramatma became. What is the difference between this? That's the wrong question. Not allowed to ask. Because this is this, you take this out of this remains this, you put this into this remains this. So, not allowed to ask. Not allowed to ask. The only thing is maybe he got indigestion, I don't know. Something happened. Right? Now, out of this, 2 things happened. A sound was created. In this separation of vibrations, a sound was created. And matter was created, which we call as mind. Not my mind, his mind. Mind. Or we can call this as prana. 2 things were created. Which are these? In this separation, these are byproducts. Byproducts. Right? So this was what is the world created out of? What is mind? Mind is nothing but 3 forces. Tamas, Rajas and Sattva. So what is the world created out of? 3 forces. Right? So that is one way of looking at it. What are these people saying? The world is created out of sound. The world is created out of sound. Now these are 2 parallel views of that ultimate reality, which move parallel. One, created out of mind, out of Shakti, out of Prana. The other, created out of sound. And both are true. Both are True. Right? So, if this separated from this at that time, to go back into this sound. Om. Right? So all sounds were created out of Om. Now what is that Om? So it's like a sea of consciousness in which the first ripple was Omkar. The first wave was Omkar, and one wave started banging on the other wave, and a whole universe was created which they call as Shabda Brahma. Shabda Brahma. The universe of Om. The universe of Shabda. This Shabda. In the beginning was the Word. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. And the Word was God, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. John, the 4th Bible. Right?
Is it the same Nada Brahman?
Don't bring in anything. It is that Nada. Just don't know. It is Shabda. Shabda, his desire to become. His desire to become. Shabda, his desire to become. The first creative impulse. This is known as Paranad. Unmanifest, uncreate. Uncreate, but still there. Right? Uncreated. Okay? Paranad. Anahat. Nad. What is that Nad contain? His desire to become. Is this clear? Okay. Right. Now this Shabda, this sound, this is your question. You're digressing. Right. This sound started involving. Right? So from Paranad, it became Pashyanti. Pashya means to see. The sound which can be seen. My Guru has written in his book the purpose of birth and death. Right? So, and in that state the sound can be seen and the light can be heard. Right? Pashyanti, the sound which can be seen. Now begins the whole process over here. We can equate this Pashyanti. If we were going to look at physics, the language of physics, we would equate it with what is the basic building block of the universe? Electron. Right? Now, this is, I'm putting very simplistically here, so don't take my exam of physics. Right. Okay. Now, everything was made out of this, right? You say hydrogen. What is hydrogen?
H2O.
One electron. What is oxygen? 16 electrons. What is carbon? 12 electrons. What is helium? 2 electrons. Right? Oxygen is different from hydrogen. Oxygen different from the electron in hydrogen? No. Pashyanti, the electron. The electron. Okay. Now, how was the... See, like we have the chemical table, when we follow the mind, the prana, we go into the how the elements were done. Similarly in sound. Okay. Now, this psychic nature was built out of this Omkar, this Pashyanti electron. Now, you say good morning to me, right? And I feel happy. Supposing I say happy is oxygen. Okay, happy is oxygen. So how many electrons? 16. 16. So that feeling of happiness in me was created by 16 parts of Pashyanti coming together and forming one feeling called happiness. This measurement of 16 to give me the feeling of happiness is what is called as Matruka. Am I now getting? Am I getting little clear on this? Matruka. How these mantras were created. I don't feel happy on seeing you. A few days ago you insulted me, and when I see you, I don't see you, I see that insult. So I get a feeling that maybe if he's walking this, I put my foot in the way so he'll fall down. So there's a feeling of revenge. Okay. So this Pashyanti, to be happy, it gathered into 16, but to show revenge, it could be 24. Revenge is different from happiness. Oxygen is different from hydrogen. But still, the electron in revenge and the electron in happiness is the same. This is called as Madhyamanad, the Matrukas, the whole. So how many emotions are possible for me? How many emotions are possible for me? So, language will say 51. Tantra will say 64. These are all the possibilities. Like 51 letters make up all the language, all the words. Similarly, 64 make up all the emotions which are possible. In that comes everything. I cheat him, I hypnotize him, I take revenge on him, I am jealous of him, I am this of him. These are the whole range of all the emotions. Am I clear on this point? How the mind is built, how the inner psychic structure is built. It is built of the language of something called Madhyama sound. And this sound, every moment is flowing through our nadis. All the letters of the alphabet in Madhyama, we cannot understand what this Madhyama means, lie in the chakras, in this form, this Madhyama form. These are packets of energy. See, in electron there was no differentiation, but now there is individuality and differentiation. So, if you take the word Matruka, which Madhyama sound is created of, Matra means to measure. What measure? Number of electrons to form this emotion. Number of electrons which go into the forming of this emotion, Matra. But if you take out this Ma means mother. Ma means these are the 64 mothers. The Mataji, I say Ambe Ma and this Ma and Durga Ma. What are they? They are nothing but packets of energy who I am bowing down to Matruka. From that comes, now these Matrukas, they flow through my nadis. Nadis cannot be seen, nerves can be seen. Nadis cannot be seen. They are in a subtle body. આ સમજાણું માતૃકાઓ શું કહું છું? Now, they are the motives, the ideas behind everything. So I meet him on the road, I am saying good morning, I want to express a feeling of happiness, good concern for him. So 2-3 of these matrukas are getting together, they already know that I am going to express this. And they flow down my nadis and they come to here, the throat, right? Here, this is very important. These matrukas are unseen, avyakta. They are always there. They are eternal. ये कोई दिवस जन्मता नहीं, कोई दिवस मरता नहीं. They are eternal. They are not born. Of course, if you count as life pralay, then they may have been born at some time. Otherwise, they are shashvat. Shabda is shashvat. Right? Shashvat, always there. Now I want to say good morning. So they want to express themselves, they have to make use of a medium. This medium is Dhvani. And where is that Dhvani created? At the throat, at the vocal cords. At the vocal cords. So by striking of the air against the vocal cords, 5 types of sound are created. A, E, I, O, U. Vowels. In Sanskrit 16. A, I, U. Right? That's why the Vishuddhi Chakra has 16 petals. Okay. So what is happening over here? This Dhvani which is created is not eternal. It is Shanbhangur. It is transitory. You get it? It is only created for me to express my matruka. And that matruka I am expressing by saying good morning. The minute I say it, the Dhvani dies. The Shabd does not die. It goes back to the chakra where it came from. Now, in the throat, the Shabd does not meet the Dhvani in the throat. In the throat, only this is created. Am I now trying? In the throat, so supposing I am saying, come to me. So I am using the word ka, come. Right? So, ka is not created in the throat. It is not created in the throat. But where is ka lying? Supposing ka is lying in the Anahat Chakra. Right? So, what is created in the throat? You get it? The Dhvani. The Dhvani, So from here, sound, air will strike the vocal cord and a sound comes out of the throat from here. And I stop that sound at a certain place, whether it is at the talu, the dantya, you get it, the labial, right? I stop that sound and that ka comes to meet at that point from the Anahat Chakra, and that becomes a meeting of and ka. But that ka cannot be expressed, it needs is the madhyam, the gross body of the mantra, the sthul sharir. Ka is the sukshma sharir of the mantra. Now am I coming across in all this? What is sound? You get what I am trying to say? So, the Dhvani is the gross body of the mantra, what we are saying. The meaning is the last thing. It has no meaning at all. The meaning of the mantra is a very, very ordinary thing. It is just to hide the body of the mantra, the final poetry given to the mantra. The mantra consists of packets of energy called matrukas. Now am I clear on this? And it is how we use these matrukas that unfold the Shakti of the mantra. Now your question answered on what is matruka, right?
Say it one more time. Can you explain? You will get out of the house.
You can do wonders with these matrukas. once you learn the matric science, and I don't know all the Jain Munis, only person who I've seen, I don't know because I'm not very much conversant with Jainism, but if you would really like to read something, that I would recommend Acharya Sushil Muni's The Song of the Soul.
Yes.
Song of the Soul. Very well written book. Very, very well written book. Okay. So, you can see that this person knows, he's not revealed everything. He's revealed very little, but he knows everything. Okay. Now, out of these 64 matrukas, they are movements of, they create movement of prana, movement of energy. And energy has two movements, out and in, or up and down. Same. Means the same. So out of these 64, which ones take the energy out and which ones take the energy in? And they found that 24 take the energy in. 24 take the energy in. Right? So they did a study that who can anyone fit all 24 in one mantra? So that is why the Gayatri mantra was born. Right? But Jainism being a religion of as little as possible. As little as possible. Huh? If you can do with one air conditioner, you don't have three. Right? As little as possible. So they said we don't need all 24. So pancha, 5 will do. 5 will do. And that is the beauty of this mantra, is out of 5, how they have created everything. The body of the mantra encompasses everything. You see, out of a small amount of matrukas, how they have created permutations and combinations to transform the whole psychic structure of man. That is why this is a very, very profound mantra. Right? So that is about what is matruka. I think I'll just take one or two more. I've written a whole note. I won't open up all the circuits and then we'll go to the exercises. But now you understand what I'm trying to say. That, see, just saying this is the meaning of the mantra or anything is not going to transform our lives. Right? Unless we can use that mantra in our daily living, take out from the mantra what science the mantra is revealing to us. That's very, very important. Right. Okay. Again, we'll take the word hanta. So, first time we took the word hanta, we took it in a negative sense as namo arihantanam, I want to kill the enemy. Right? So, we saw that enemy was anger plus aggressiveness. Anger plus aggressiveness. We killed that enemy and in return for that we got siddhi. We got siddhi. So which siddhi did we get? H. H is purifying. Hum. It is purifying. Right? What does it do? What does it do? What does it do? It neutralizes agra. Right? I want to tell her this. Really, just 2 days ago, friend went for dinner. This fellow is saying, I want to tell this guy this. But this guy doesn't want, he's not asked you anything. Why do you want to tell him? Unless he asks. Right? And I want to tell him that this contract you are doing is wrong. The Chinese are going to take you for a ride. Right? So even though that guy didn't ask, he wants to tell. Right? Now, this is the power of expulsion. I have to throw it out. હું રહી નહીં શકું તમને કીધા વગર તો હું નહીં રહી શકું થોડુંક તમારે કેવું જ પડશે. Right? So that to counteract that, what do? I use the mantra hum. Right? So that is hanta. Right? Again I am using this mantra ta is fire, anger. Right? Right use of fire. Now this word ta, when it is added to ma, namo ariyantanam tam tam, what is the siddhi? It brings good fortune. Good fortune. It brings a kind of magnetism in our lives, right? That the right things happen. Sadhana karvi છે એટલે, the friends which are now going to take me away from sadhana, slowly they start on their own, they start moving away, and those who are going to help me will start coming. Situations in office where now start happening, where I get a little more time to work on myself. So that is this. It brings good fortune. It brings good fortune, right? Similarly, each of these words will vibrate in all the stages of the mantra. Namo Ariyantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayaryanam. But we have not taken that, right? I'll take one more, because we are getting late. Again, yesterday we took the word and now here there is something. Here we said, right? But here we are saying, what is the difference here? Can you see? Namo Ariyantanam. Ram. Right? Both are the same. No? Here is the Jeev and here is the Atma. So we are opening up that passage from Jeev to Atma. This is the basic the foundation of the mantra. It is opening up that passage. It wants to take the Jeev back to the Atma. So what is Ram? Ma is in Swadhishtha and Ra is Bindu. So every stage of the mantra, it is telling you, take the grossest energy and take it right to the top. Every stage of the mantra ends in Ram. So it is telling you, take this grossest energy, which we call as sex energy, and transform it to the highest. That very movement of the mantra is in this way, and in between it is giving you all the emotions. In between it is giving all the normal emotions of life. Right? I'll take one more. So C will be active, the passive. This is a the Akha mantra, but this is something which separates out from everything else, because there is no neutral force over here. There is no neutralizing force over here. This is it's so good, this. Again, this is Mooladhar, Prithvi, C, Sa, Mooladhar, Prithvi, right? Active, Dha, passive, Manipur. Now what I have not taken is these small matras. These small matras, they will become very, very complicated. Very, very complicated. Right? So we are saying Lobha, I used to have an uncle, and that uncle was very, very stingy. So stingy that even in those, when we were small kids, we would touch the phone, he'd say, "The phone bagdi gase." Right? Right? So, Lobha, Krodha. Krodha, which is born out of Lobha. But here we don't have any neutral force. અને કેમ શાંત કરશે? In the whole mantra, everywhere else there is neutral force. એક જ see. Right? There is no neutral force. Active, passive. Rajas, tamas. Sattva નથી. આ જે sound છે, see. What is it the sound of? Any mere it is a beach. What is it the sound of? When I light a matchstick, what sound does it make? When I light a matchstick. So, some fire is natural, but some fire can be created. How is that possible? Because Prithvi Tattva has all the 5 elements. So it is lying there. So I use the fire of Prithvi. Fire kills fire. Fire kills fire. What will this mean? It means that my inner passivity, just waiting and watching, is like I'm on fire. It is an active passivity. And in that the growth will calm down. I'll stop over here because this will become very long. We'll go into night when I open out the whole mantra. I'll just talk one small thing about growth and then we'll go to the exercises. So now you understand what I'm trying to say. I would like to open out much more. I have written over 2 pages of circuits. Right? Now there is something over here about growth. Growth is our finest energy. Finest energy. Who wants that energy? Nature. Nature wants to steal it. So growth is a way for us to give it to her. Not to back, she doesn't have it. We give it to her. Now what I'm telling you is a tantric technique. Tantra. Right? Can we fool nature? Can we fool nature?
Sure.
In the old days there was tantra. Tantra based on sex. It has no meaning in today's world. Absolutely no meaning. Today we talk about tantra based on anger. Principle is the same. Principle is the same. What does it mean? She wants this energy. Now, I get angry and I express that anger. Have you ever experienced there's a small gap in between? Something happens in that gap. I get angry and then I think, but Jawad do. There's that point, as if I've taken a big loan from the bank, but before that loan comes, the bank is giving me a bridging loan. A bridging loan. Similarly, here nature is giving us a bridging loan. She wants that anger. That's the best thing she can get. Right? So what happens? How do I cheat nature?
Become aware of that.
If I become aware, I can't cheat her. I pause, but I can't cheat her. Once she knows I'm not going to get angry, she's not going to give me that bridging loan. I want that bridging loan. So what do I do?
Breathing. No? Okay.
I have to cheat her. તમે સમજો છો કે અહીંયા મને ગુસ્સો આવ્યો, અહીંયા હું ગુસ્સો વ્યક્ત કરું છું, એ બંને વચ્ચે અંતર ન રહે એની માટે પ્રકૃતિ કંઈક શક્તિ ભરી દે છે, એટલે હું જલ્દી ગુસ્સામાં આવી જાઉં. આ સમજાય છે? Now what I'm trying to say, I have got angry, and before expressing that anger there's a small gap, and nature put some of her very finest energies in that gap so that I throw out that anger and give it to her. This is the process.
Thinking process.
There's no thinking, there's no time to think over here. It happens so fast. It happens so fast. So what do? I want to take that anger, I want to fool nature, I want to bring that anger to such a state that nature is fooled into thinking that I'm going to get angry. She gives me that energy. The minute I get that energy, I take that anger back. I take that anger. I cheated her into giving me
The energy.
energy. That bridging.
Energy.
Oh, this is the finest energy which I will get from nature. What was the tantric mean? The tantric would take sex right up to the state of orgasm, but he would not allow orgasm to happen. Why? See, here it is, because in English we have only one word, sperm, so it's so difficult to translate anything in English. But in Hindi, Gujarati, we have different Shukra, Virya, Ojas, so many words we can use, right? So, he brings the Shukra up to orgasm. When we come into orgasm, this Chakra Bindu vibrates. And this divine fragment, the Atma, puts its blueprint in that sperm, in that ovum. He puts its own blueprint. Now it is not just ordinary chemical matter. It is plus divine. You get it? Why is he doing it? Because you are going to give birth to a new human being. What the tantrics did, they said, let us pull this guy there, take it right to that point, let him put it back, then we take it back inside. This was the whole secret of Tantra. So they would come to the point of orgasm, this divine fragment, the Atma would be fooled into putting his blueprint into that sperm, and then they would take the sperm back, they would pump it into the bloodstream and they would go into deep samadhi. Because now it is not only sperm, but very impatient.
45 minutes, yeah.
Right?
45 minutes, we are here.
Yeah, now I won't go into the I'll explain all that. I'll just keep it very simple and fast now. Right? And every time I am impatient, something accumulates over here. Right? And I've been impatient since I'm a kid. So it's all accumulated. And one day I'll get a heart attack. One friend of mine had a heart attack. So I went to meet him. He was having his dinner. He'd come back after his angioplasty. How he's having dinner, you know, it's he's taking 1 teaspoon, it is in the mouth, the second teaspoon is ready. I mean, you've not yet chewed the first teaspoon. I said, this is why you got a heart attack. If you'd only eaten properly, you chew one, let it go down, then you break the other roti. Why are you keeping the other one ready? Right? Impatience. So, this is the knot of impatience here. So, we want to dissolve that knot. For that, we do a simple exercise. Just deep breathing with the chest. Put the hands over here. Breathe into the chest.
Sir.